Well, it's been a quiet week here in Lake Scabagon, my hometown. In today's special Sunday episode, we sit down with Carmen Thunder, the owner of ThunderFest, a new festival, on September 13th and 14th in Portland, Oregon, featuring bands like Living Sacrifice, Squad 5-0, The Huntingtons, The Blamed, and a reunion of Wish for Eden. For more details, go to thunder-fest.com.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. I ran up to FYE because it's closing, and I still had plenty of time. I got back at 8, and I'm like, cool. I'll have plenty of time to get this thing booted up. And it's like, we're gonna run all of the updates. I'm like, no, you are not. Please don't. But,
well, do we want to go ahead and let her in?
all right, yeah. Do we? Oh, it's don't run a software update. Well, we can bring her in.
Here she comes. We'll see what happens.
All righty. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
in. Welcome in. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Kevin will be joining us here in a second, and Brock is still on vacation. He might join, but he sends his regards either way.
Brock.
Yeah, Kevin's almost to his house. So as soon as he gets in and gets turned on the computer, he'll be ready to go.
Yep, but so we're running a little late, and my computer took
Okay.
a half an hour to boot up. So yeah, it's about time I might have to get a new one, but that's all right. Whatever,
One of those.
One of those. Sometimes it takes 2 minutes. Sometimes it takes 30.
Is it the 2011?
It's an old guy. Yeah, it's probably when I got married. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I haven't lost mine yet either. It's Frankenstein and keeps going.
Yeah, I have a Windows based, and it keeps telling me, "Do you want to upgrade to the new software system?" I'm like, no, I don't.
You don't want to. It's all
Nope.
fake.
Nope.
You'll
thank
lose
you.
everything. Yep. I'm same.
I'm like, if I get a new computer, maybe I'll start off fresh, but I'm gonna move everything
Don't
over
do
to a hard
it.
drive first.
It's all a trick. I keep buying new computers and there's less. I was like, but where do I put the
Right.
CD?
Oh yeah, and by new I mean an old that I'm buying new to me.
I just bought a iPod.
Mhm.
And
Nice.
the damn thing wanted me to configure it to my brand new stupid.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was
I
sad.
don't let any of that happen.
Yeah, it was so sad. Yep. That's where I'm going. I'm going back to everything. iPod,
Do it.
Discman.
There you
Do
go.
it. Mine's popping up. Do you want to experience 5 times faster performance and enhanced security? No, I do not, because it's going to be slower.
Uh,
Oh, but anyway, welcome in. Glad to have you.
yes.
Thank you. I've never been on a podcast. It's like a whole hanging out with friends in a weird. Yeah.
Oh, she read our
That
our
captured it,
document.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're just a hangout podcast. I mean, obviously we'll get to anything you want to chat about, of course.
Cool.
But we're just a group of people just want to hang out. So
Cool. I like it.
yep. That's our vibe.
I absolutely love it. We're remodeling our house, and my normal office is in a walk-in closet
Okay.
because our whole house is it's a 120-year-old house, and so we
Okay.
just
Oh, wow.
gutted it at the same time, day for day that when we got the house, I was signing contracts for the festival. So I was laughing
Oh, you're doing it all at once. Okay.
You just want to be real busy. Oh, yeah.
I knew the second, I was like, as soon as I start a festival, I know my life is just gonna get busy.
Oh man.
I could
Right.
not have day for day.
You might as well add one more thing. Do you want to start a podcast too? I mean,
In a van.
yeah, we'll plug it today.
Yeah.
We'll plug it today. Here we go.
That's perfect.
Oh, that's
Yesterday,
great.
my husband's like, you could do it in the van. I'm like, okay.
No, this is awesome. I'm enjoying this. I was going to ask you where you're calling from. I'm like, do you have some sort of converted RV? No, you're in a van.
I just found the best Sprinter van on earth. I have always wanted a Sprinter van, spend the dream, and then I found one that someone took a normal van, put a camper top, put leather seats,
Oh, okay.
lazy boy, they swivel, they do all the things. Then behind me is a bench seat that turns into a bed.
Oh, sick.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
dream.
So I can have all the bands, move them around with their gear in the day, and then during the week I can go to we're going to California next. So I was like, some guy just randomly put a lot of money in, and I got it for Blue Book just for an empty van.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a steal.
That's the
Yeah.
dream right there. That's good.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just going to, yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'll show you later, but it's really cool.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. So I added a moving desk. You can't see it, but there's like a really cool desk in here, like really cool stuff.
Oh man, so you could podcast from your van.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I was like, what do I, because I'm basically going to go on a 12-day vacation from Seattle-ish, Tacoma, all the way to San Diego in a van while trying to run the festival.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, juggle. Keep juggling. Yep.
Will that be the first trip in the van?
No, we went to the Redwood Forest a few days ago.
Oh, sick.
Cool.
Yeah. Like the day school was June 19th, I think it was. So a few days ago. We
Well, that's
drove
cool.
down to the Redwoods. It was awesome. But
Oh,
there's
yeah.
also there was no internet.
Oh, no. I was there in 2009, maybe, and I went up to the Redwoods. We were at the lower part of the Redwoods, so San Diego, about what, an hour and a half north of
Yeah.
San Diego. But
Yeah.
you're right, it's huge Redwoods, no internet. Yep, no service.
Yeah.
Mapping it.
If it's pretty, I'm already like, I know that my schedule is going to include me hunting for internet.
Sure.
Like it's 1997 again or something.
Right. Yeah, I grew up in the Adirondack Mountains where there was no cell phone in New York, and there's no cell phone reception. So I hear that we would always search for Wi-Fi wherever we could.
Like,
Yep. Top of a mountain somewhere, one bar. Let's go.
I lived in Mexico recently, and it was exactly like that. We were putting our hand out the window and, trying to get internet.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got to be nice at times, though, if it just doesn't work, because then, sorry, I can't get in contact with you. Like, I could see times when that'd be ideal.
Yeah, but this I'm trying to slam as much as I can before we go because I'm like, I do not look forward to trying to run a business while vacationing at all. So I'm slamming everything I can before we leave.
So doing everything you can. That's smart.
Yeah. Where are you guys located now?
So I'm in North Carolina, kind of south of Raleigh, so the other coast. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm on that same coast, only a few hundred miles north. I'm in Providence, Rhode Island.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We are far, far away from each other.
That's
Wow,
right.
I did not, because I'm trying to think. Kevin is
Broxton, Salem, Oregon.
Yeah, I know. I
Mhm.
just met him in real life.
Yeah.
Recently at a show.
He sent us a picture, said that he met you.
Yeah. I wasn't wearing my mustache. I was like gonna make fun of him because he's got that
He
comical,
does.
and he's very iconically always got the mustache, and it's like,
He's an icon. He doesn't believe he's an icon, but he's an icon. Yep.
Oh yeah, we talk about it.
That's great. Oh, many do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And it was fun to meet him in real because I talk to most of you all the time, and then it's like so nice to meet in real life. Like, what fun! Like, Keith from the Tooth and Nail group.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I met him in real life. Was it the first? No, I met him before Furnace Fest, and then at Furnace Fest, and then another time in Seattle. He likes Don't Know, so we've hung out. But just the sweet human. So it's been fun to meet people in real life because we've talked for so many years. You just don't know how good it is when you meet people in real life. It's cool.
Oh yeah, that's very much how when we all met. The three of us
Yep.
here. Hi, Kevin.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Hey.
Kevin,
Hey, good to see you again.
thanks. Nice to see you. And your 90-pound wuss.
I got a
I
couple
always
more
appreciate.
90-pound wuss over here too. I got
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. Nice.
shorthand there, and then where is it? And then the live one.
Oh yeah. Nice, nice. Yeah, I just got the one behind you recently, like 4 years ago. Because when I was little, I was too shy to I was always around them. So I grew up in Seattle and it was always really embarrassing to me to ask for autographs from your friends or buy
Right.
their merch.
Mhm.
Sure.
I think it was pretty embarrassing to buy at that time, because I literally I was surrounded by the Tooth and Nail crew. So buying
Right.
their stuff was embarrassing. I just started buying stuff recently, some of it used or vintage,
Right.
because I'm like, man, I sure would like some 90-pound wuss stuff now.
Mhm.
Right. So, did you grow up out? So I don't know as much probably as the rest of the guys about you, but did you grow up out in that scene, like in the Tooth and Nail area, like in?
I can start in the beginning and do it
Yeah.
real fast.
Do it.
So, 95, I drove to Seattle. I had met some kids at camp. They told me about a place in Seattle, a church in Seattle, that ended up being all the connections, all the bands were going to this place. The church had a recording studio. So I moved to Seattle in 95. I started volunteering at Tooth and Nail Records in 95. I was there once a week, little Carmen, and got to hang out with mostly MX Pix was there once a week. But I met a lot of people there. Then
Right.
moved to Seattle 95 and then moved to a house across the street from Aaron Sprinkle.
Oh wow.
And there are so many stories to be had, but probably the most fun story is moving across the street from Aaron Sprinkle. We were good enough friends. His mom, they were I don't know, they were part of the whole scene. We were all connected, really. And I could see his house from mine. When I say across the street, 3 houses away.
Mm.
And they're the guy, what is his name? I'm gonna goof it up. He did the early MXPX video. He lived 4 houses the other way. This street was 50th and 19th in Seattle, right next to the University of Washington, and it was just packed with some pretty solid players in this game. I was like, oh, I know that a bunch of other bands lived nearby. There was Don't Know lived down the street. Oh, really, all the bands lived very close to that house. We were called the Girl House. From that story, I got a call. I was leaving college. I had become pretty, I was in commercial photography school in Seattle, and I was going to withdraw from school. And I was like, okay, I need to have a job if this is going to happen. This is olden days. This is 97. And I hear the phone ring and I go back into my, house with 8 girls or something, living in a all of us were going to college. And it's Squad 50's record label calling to ask me to shoot photos. I was a photographer, take pictures for the Squad 50 Fight the System record. So that was my introduction instantly. I was leaving commercial
Wow.
photography school, and the same day I got asked to do this pretty, epic album in my life. Then they came to town and we hung out for a week straight. Just really became, I'd say, family right there and then.
Right.
Just good crew. If you know them, they're the most wonderful humans.
They are.
And yeah. And so a little part of me made that happen to get them back.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I was curious what that connection was. That's cool.
I got a lot of connections.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it started with, I was a band photographer, just for a lot of friends, and then knew a lot of people and producers, and Aaron Sprinkle being one of them. I've just been really good friends with a lot of cool. I mean, a lot of cool. If you can see the lineup, those aren't all the bands that I talked to that wanted to painfully, but they couldn't. Like, I won't name any names because they've all already signed up for next year.
Okay, sick.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
But the lineup is just like, oh my
We
gosh.
could always time out that if you want to let us know those names, but we won't. But we won't pressure that, right? Yeah.
Okay, one of them.
All right, time out, Kevin, time out. All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's a pretty good list. Like, yeah, that is one of my first earliest. That was like, we had our radio station KGRG.
Yep.
MXPX is played on their stage. It was very famous in the olden days, in the 90s, for having very early bands, and they had like a little, I would say probably a Christian radio station inside. So somebody was doing something. I've never heard who it was. That was my gateway to like,
That's
something
great.
else is besides,
Mm-hmm.
normal stuff. I won't name any names, but it was,
right.
yeah. So in this process, phone number has been just like giving people my phone number, because people know everybody. And then I'm like, just give my phone number, because
Right.
the slowness of email, I cannot. Maybe 4 months to get bands to do things, and 1 day with a phone number.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah. Trying to think of any other secrets, and then we can get back on the.
Oh yeah, you're fine. As many secrets as you want. We're here for you.
Any a small, like. Someone was like, literally like, why don't you ask POD? Like, it was Ed. Ed from Blenderhead / Don't Know likes to tell me what to do. He's always like throwing bands at me and trying to, push me to go a little too like over the edge. Like,
Sure.
he knows that I have I have zero, like, bands are just like talking to anyone else. I don't have any. It's just like easy peasy. I've been doing this my whole life. Like, I was born in music, and I don't know how many festivals I've gone to since I was at least 3. My dad was a scenester, so my dad put shows on when I was little. So it's just, yeah, he did them. He did I think Supremes was probably the biggest group that he booked. Yeah, some fun for his time. It was the 60s. So that was pretty fun. Yeah.
Is that on the West Coast?
It was up at University of Washington, so Bellingham.
Oh, cool. Nice.
It was at a college that had space, and yeah, my dad was very similar to me. Your basic scenester in the 60s. Record collector, just the classic. Dragged me around to record stores as a little kid, so yeah.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And now I drag my little kid. We have 4 record stores next to my house.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like one near me.
Yeah. When we moved to this new house, I looked it up and I was like, 4? And they're all like 2 blocks radius from here. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of records. Yeah, I've only stepped into one that's huge. Okay, we can get back to the.
Oh, we're back. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. We figured
Kind of
out
how
when you
we
started
go,
talking
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, we just do it.
We just kind of take the moment when okay, this is okay to share, and we're back in.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's cool.
How's it going for this year? Because I know you keep announcing bands, and it's not far away, right? Like terribly far.
No, I think that people are like, what's going on? I am literally signing up. Like, bands just keep coming to me, and so I'm just like, let's do it. Like, this is awesome. Like, let's keep adding to the list, and we'll see how far we can keep going with the adding. But I mean, we have enough for 2 days, and then I'll have to add a second stage to if it gets crazier in a minute. But right now, that's what we're doing, and it's one large stage, and a lot of solid bands
Mhm.
that I think everyone is surprised to see.
Mm.
I,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think some pretty, I mean, Wish for Eden, NOV, Living Sacrifice, Squad 50 have Huntingtons have not played over here in a long time.
Right.
Right.
I think 2003 for Squad 50 was the last time I saw them over here.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because they played our coast, obviously, but yeah, I didn't even think about that. Not coming out to
Yeah.
the West Coast.
Yeah. So I know that I had written like the Huntingtons and they're like, yeah, we don't play. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was just during it was text. And so I let him know my, uh, before I was married name and and said, well, tell him Carmen from the olden days says, and he was like, Cliffy says we'll play.
Yeah. Clippy. Yeah, yeah.
Finally. So I was laughing. I was like, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I love it.
Out of retirement, guys, out of retirement.
Oh yeah, we got to see him with Cody Hook here in Pennsylvania a couple months back,
Oh,
and,
fun.
and that was a cool show. And Mikey's been on as well with the show, so they're good
Oh,
dudes, good dudes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goofy. Yeah. I've known them for a long time, but it's been a long time.
Sure.
They've definitely had a whole different life since we've seen each other.
Do you have a goal for how many bands you want, or are you just adding as opportunity arises?
Well, believe it, like this started as just kind of like actually the first location was supposed to be where the original TomFest was, and
Hmm.
a couple months in, like working on contracts, like getting it all set up, the guy just kind of pulled the rug and was like, "Yeah, I think you're going to be too big for for our location," and told me to go find someplace bigger.
Wow.
And I was
Wow.
really, and it was months of communicating, like getting everything ready for this contract. They actually had written the date wrong, and I had to like start on, like, hey, you wrote and I was like about to send them, some solid cash, and they wrote it wrong, and I was like, and she's like, oh, don't worry about it, just send the money. And I was like, no, no,
Hmm.
no, nope, no, I'm not gonna. That's a lot of money, my friend.
Right.
And
Right.
then he steps in and says, yeah, that's too many people. I was just like, too many people. What the heck? It was small town, small town minds. So
Sure.
almost the next day, an ad came onto my Facebook and showed me this place I'd been before, and I knew they don't use it very often. And I told the guy what I was going to do, went down to Portland, had a lunch meeting with him, and made it happen.
Wow.
So I got a very good location and it's happening. So it's just like it went from, oh, let's have some friends bands to now we're in the big leagues immediately. Thankfully, some really bigger bands said yes, and we've made it way bigger than I was expecting it to be honest.
Mm.
And the kind of cool thing is it kind of the gist I'm getting is it seems like it's a lot of, just personal connections for all these other bands like, oh, they're playing? Yeah, we want in on that,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
just kind of
Oh, yeah.
let's go hang out, like watch each other play, like this will be fun. Yeah.
The first band I talked to was Living Sacrifice, and they said yes.
Sick.
And I was just like, I was just like, okay. But it took a minute to say yes. It was like kind of a communication and trying to figure me out because they don't know me at all.
Mhm.
Um, and then a little bit later, the guys from The Blamed, Brian, really, I don't think he was communicating with him, but they have band members that are in each other's bands. So I'm not sure if anybody mentioned Carmen School or, I don't know if there was talking. I don't know those details, but I do know
Mhm.
that something something happened.
Sure.
And that's, I've worked events my whole life. I've done wedding photography. I've done huge events, worked for event companies, and it's a lot of word of mouth. Someone knows somebody, and it just every time I add a band and they tell me about a band. So, yeah.
which is the way that's the old school way. That like that feels like that's the old festival way when festivals were legit and cool, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that they aren't now, but I mean like when you had a lot of them that were like that
Yeah.
underground type stuff.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm doing, I'd say 90 plus percent of this all by myself.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like if you had other people kind of helping you out, like if you had like a team.
I have one person who does a lot of the kind of contract writing. I have a lawyer that I pay to make sure contracts and all that stuff are, that kind of boring stuff. I go
Mhm.
through them, just passing stuff on, pretty simple contract stuff. But yeah, and now I'm like, she's that same person and she helps me daily with just the little like, okay, here's the list of things we need to do. Let's, and paying people and all that stuff. So, but besides that, it's really me.
Yeah,
I've got someone that's now going to do all the vendor stuff, but yeah, I'd say 95% of this is far too much me.
sure,
I
sure,
wasn't
sure.
I wasn't expecting to be the booker, but everybody that I talked to about booking was like, "Oh yeah, I don't do booking, I don't do it." And I'm like, "Sure, okay." And thankfully, I I think I'm pretty okay at communicating, and I think that's a pretty strong quality to get booking. So just communicating and keep trying
Perfect.
and keep going and keep adding more. And it's a lot of just waiting but I'm really happy with the surprising amount of good bands.
Sweet.
Yeah,
How's the
yeah.
how's the response from like the public been? Like as these bands kind of come out and they say, "Oh wait, this band's playing or this band's playing." I know from our ears, we're hearing a lot of people like, "Wait, what? You got that one?" That kind of thing.
I don't know if you've seen what they're saying on like the Instagram and the Facebook. It in the first few posts, it literally was just like people saying really the greatest compliment was, "This is too good to be true. It must be AI."
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. So thankfully there's real bands and they can, defend themselves and
Right.
step up and say, yes, we really are playing, but it was a little bit, oh boy.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's a new world I wasn't expecting to fight. Like,
Right.
oh, weird.
Yeah. Right. It's got to be fake. It's got to be that automated voice that's saying, "You won't believe this." And but no, it's not. That's good to know because I was one of those commenters. So no, I really no. I know our friend Zia has been telling us a bunch of stuff that she's excited about the festival too.
Photographers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She is one of my friends from 1993. She was like in first friend in the scene.
Oh,
So
great.
she helped me buy my first camera. So took me shopping in 1993 and like really, we have been, I moved to Portland and she was one of the only people I knew. So we've, been little kids together.
That's
So
cool.
very cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah,
very cool.
I haven't met her in person. I know Brock
Oh,
has,
she's
but but
lovely.
but she from all of our interactions, she seems very lovely. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I've worked with her at photography, places we've worked together a couple times. So she's very, very intelligent in a whole different way. Like
Yeah,
really knows the technical side of photography and all the information like that. And I think she's probably really interesting to talk to for photographers and bands because she has a very different interest. It's
Mm,
just more technical, more
that's cool.
she's really fun to talk to. She's a sewing teacher. She teaches
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
big time sewing teacher. And I appreciate that.
Well, she's been talking the fest up, and so
Oh,
she was
cool.
another one that told us that we need to get in touch with you. So
Oh, that's awesome.
we listen to Zia. So
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so like, like really I'm just I think on the internet it's a little quiet.
Mhm.
But I noticed example for the same space there was a motorcycle festival and they'd get like 4 likes and 18,000 people show up.
Right.
and buy tickets
Yeah.
last day. And I'm just like kind of, looking at those similar numbers where like they'd get 4 comments,
Yep.
maybe 27 likes, and then 18,000 people show up. So, I'm just like, this, to me, you really can't tell what on earth is going to happen from the social media comments or likes, or that is not a number you can. I mean, if I'm looking at my Facebook, I have 54,000 views recently. That is, I mean, that's like, I'm like, why? What is going? Yeah, that's a lot. In 28 days, 54,000 views.
That's cool.
I'm just like, those goofy posts are working.
Well, I mean, we see them. Yeah.
I mean, I literally like find out a band is on contract and I make the post in the next few minutes. Like I'm doing some pretty goofy stuff. Like nobody should know what I'm doing, but it's pretty lo-fi. That's another, section to talk about like how comical what I'm doing is, but yeah. Yeah, I really started the whole festival. So I did another festival in 2003.
2004.
Was
I
it
believe.
2004?
Yep. The Not TomFest.
Yeah.
Yeah, which my band played.
See, how cool is that right there? Did you
Yep.
tell them this story?
I've told him a little bit about it.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think the
Yeah.
story that I told you guys was that the Stivs played, sort of.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, right.
And I forget what it was, like if Cliffy was running late. I don't know if you remember.
The cardboard cutouts?
Yes, so it was cardboard cutouts that they put up on the stage and just had a boombox playing the CD.
That's cool.
Oh, I was very good friends with Jared at that time. Like, and I let everybody do whatever. Like there was a couple hundred people, like 20 bands, just super, super lo-fi, just cute fun, like a camping on the
Mhm.
water, like a beautiful location.
Yeah,
And it
the
was
location's
literally
so nice.
just camping on the water. So, bands would show up. Maybe you have a better. So I was in charge of this thing, and literally bands like yourself would call me up. I don't even know where, hey, is it cool if we're just driving through? That's what I remember. We're
Mhm.
just driving through. Can we play at your festival? I'm like, sure. And who knows?
Wow.
This is like, that is an awesome story. Like to be circle around and that, you land, in front of me. That's beautiful,
Mhm.
Yeah, there was some really fun bands there. And there's some interesting ones too. Do you remember was it BPM? The like
Yes.
noise
They wrote me last night.
Oh, really?
Mm.
I ended up talking with one of them like afterwards for a bit, and they were just like, "Oh, you're actually interested?" Like, I was like, no, "This is like nothing I've ever seen before. This is fascinating."
The
Uh,
underwater microphone thing.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yep.
Yeah,
I took a bunch of pictures, and like
same.
he gave me the cassette tape. And
Yeah.
I was like, because I was like, do you have anything recorded? Because I want to tell my friends back home about this. And there's just no way to explain what this was.
I might have recordings of how like videotape of that.
Mm,
Yeah, because it was like very olden days videotape if I do
yeah,
have it.
yeah.
But I thought it was
Right.
just like there were so many bands that were just like, so it was Ben, Patricia, and Matt. So Ben and
Yes.
Patricia are crust punk married. They've been married all my life. I think I I met them in 97 and, you know, part of that whole gang right there. And they live in Southern Oregon near the border, I think. But I talk to them still. Like they're part of my very small punk Christian group.
That's cool.
Mhm.
And Matt is one of my closest friends. My son calls him his best friend. So, you know, I found that out
That's
at preschool. Yeah.
I
I was
love
like,
that.
asked the teacher, who's Matt? There's no Matt in this school. And then I was like, he's talking about Matt. Okay. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, trying to remember who Hot Air Balloon Ride, I think was another one that played.
Yeah.
Um,
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 there's some really cute dot matrix.
oh yes, yeah, that was the other one that I remember.
Very, very talented people. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Wow. They both separately doing something. I just asked them to do something again together. I'm like, can you make that happen? Because just really two talented people that there's just so many goofy guys that should be, you know, sometimes they're just goofy and like, oh, we're having fun, but like so talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the Stivs, I thought that was a joke band, and I'm pretty sure they were a real band, like a real band for, right? Weren't
Yep.
they playing like real mu music? And I'm very sure that was a joke band.
Wow.
Yeah, like they had cardboard cutouts. Like I don't
Right.
even think they were like,
Yeah, he told us a little bit about that, but that's cool.
yeah. There was some really fun stuff at this little goofy little. So that was my like intro to, oh, you can do a festival. It's just, you know, do some things and do some more things, add some people, To me, it just seems strangely easy. There's a lot more details now because there's the internet. There's a lot more rules. There's a lot more legal stuff. There's a lot more
Mm.
heavy amounts of money, just like that. It's really, I love it. Like, I get to talk to the people I really like. I get to have conversations, daily with somebody, listen to daily. So I could not be happier with the list of bands that are coming out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do a festival again? Like, was there some moment or some experience or just like what? So that's the sort of thing I feel like everybody wakes up and decides to do.
It was before I went to Furnace Fest, I was kind of like losing friends and some, pretty rough stuff, like hard friends that had passed.
Mm.
Uh, Told a friend at the Don't Know show, just kind of being funny. I hadn't seen him in a while. Hey, you should come out to this Don't Know show. And they didn't know the level of his cancer. And it came out. And he actually had won or bought tickets to go to Furnace Fest and then ended up getting pretty uh, horrible cancer, but
Mm.
went to Furnace Fest anyways. And died like maybe 4 months after.
Mm.
But
Wow.
like the dude was going to more shows than anybody I know, and he was really like literally getting chemo, take a day off, and then jumped on a plane to like, go to Furnace Fest.
Amazing.
And
Wow.
it's the mileage in there, I clocked it at like I think 4 miles a day walking around. So
Mhm.
um, a little bit for him. Then I lost I don't know if you guys know the band Twin Sister,
Mhm.
but
Yes.
the bassist just passed away, and that
Mm.
he was like a friend from 1993. Like that was my number one bassist. Like we just so many things in my life where that was the baseline. That was my bassist, and wasn't totally unexpected. So I think we lost a lot during COVID. I don't even want to talk about that, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had beyond too many friends take their lives. And I think that community and being human and being together is so incredibly important. I have been a festival person and have gone to festivals and I see the stuff and I'd say it's 50% of what is going on for me is the community inside the festival.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been to Furnace Fest, but I hope that it's as um, a mixed genre of humans and I don't want this to be a Christian festival. It definitely has a lot of tooth and nail artists and anybody's welcome. It just happens to be a lot of tooth and nail artists.
Right.
But
Mhm.
that's my like longer, story. Is really just kind of was like, it is time to get the crew back together and start like living, doing something. I heard people say a billion times on the internet, "Oh, we need TomFest." Oh, and I was like, just every single time, like, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I should do this. So, I just called. They said yes, and I made it. It's just been honestly the slowest part was getting the contracts, like the fairgrounds,
Right.
it's called, to sign, and months and months of me just like, you know, that was the slowest part because I started this in September,
Right. Right.
but they didn't.
Right. Sure.
They they dragged it on months. I was just like, could we, so
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, and we've been, I mean, Jared, you've been what, all 4 years to Furnace Fest
Mhm.
of the latest run, and then Kevin and I have been the last two. So yeah, we it definitely understand that community is where it's at. So
yeah,
it's huge.
yeah. I
Yep.
would say this is a very like very, very similar, very kind, very fun,
Cool.
just a really sweet group of people, just from the bands that I know, and the people that I know that are coming, just great people. Like I'd go early, just to hang out with the crew that's coming out.
That's cool.
Right.
The whole community vibe of Furnace Fest is probably the reason why, like we jumped on tickets, you know, immediately, like before bands were even announced. Like, yep, after going that first year and just, feeling the community aspect of it and just,
Oh
man,
yeah.
it's a family. Like everybody,
Yeah.
like you're just, cousins, like distant cousins I've never met before.
Yep.
Oh
Everybody's
yeah.
super cool.
That you see
Yeah.
once a year. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's it's the family reunion. So
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I would say this is, a very similar fest over, on the West. So, at least that's what it's supposed to, if I, when I talk to people, they were like, what does it, look like? And the whole idea is, similar looking, feeling, a really relaxed group that, there's no real explanation of like what kind of bands, it's just a reunion of bands.
I think that's the part I like so far is seeing all the like these bands that you might not have seen play in years. And it's like, oh, it's a reunion of bands. And spot on.
Yeah. Like Wish for Eden. Like,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
wow. I mean, that was the first album when I walked into Tooth and Nail to volunteer. It was like kind of like introduction, like first day, first, like this, you're going to start with number one. So talking to Rob Walker, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like he doesn't, know the beginning story, So I think, I mean, maybe it's the first album for a lot of people. It definitely looked like a lot of people were jumping on that, like, wow, like that is a fun name.
Right.
Yeah, and I know for me, like I've never seen Don't Know live, and I'm pumped about that. That's gonna be so fun.
They've been one of my all-time, they know it, I'm their biggest fan kind of thing. And yeah, they have, Ed has been my number one, just like, you can do this, go over here, do this, just kind
Mhm.
of cheerleading me on, just really, hey, are you doing this? Hey, are you doing that? Kind of, So he was first on board, just like, we'll play. So that was absolutely, a nice thing to like have your, I love Don't Know, and they, you probably don't know it, but I have been their backup dancer for almost 30 years. So
Oh,
I've
nice.
been
Nice.
a Don't Know. I am the one with the disco ball helmet and dancing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, rock on.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
that's far too much me, but it is me.
yeah.
I feel like I'm a reserved, like pretty shy, and it's like the video makes me laugh because it's just like chrome pants, chrome jacket, disco ball helmet, platform, chrome Doc Martens. I mean, it's just goofy and dancing. I have zero, like to me, it's just like the music starts and all of a sudden I can't and I'm on stage. It's I have there's zero control. It's just like I am abducted and I am on stage. So in the olden days, we wore bathrobes and deer that they're these like 70s. I'm guessing from the 70s, and they're like a monster fur. There's a blue one, there's a pink one, there's green. And I found a new one and I brought it and it was like deep pink. And I could not believe it must have been time. It was like, oh, must be a reunion coming up. And sure enough, I bought the bathrobe and there was it's just like the funk, they're really goofy guys. More random story. They grew up down the street from me
Oh, wow.
before I moved out of my parents' house. They lived, I don't know, 3 to 5 miles down the street, went to the other high school. So that was
Oh,
bizarre.
wow.
But I didn't
Mhm.
find that out till maybe 2 years ago.
Huh.
Like I was like, oh hey guys.
I love that small world stuff. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got a few of those stories. Yep.
We had both of the Fortsons and then Justin from Fillmore and Josh Kemble on last week. So we kind of
Oh
what we did was we had an episode where it was just the guest. So we just had
yeah.
the four of them on and just let them hang out and talk and tell
Nice.
stories and stuff like that. And
Are you saying
uh
you weren't there? Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an
it was
interesting
an
way to do it.
yeah, it was kind of an experiment. So we were like, let's see if this works. And if it works, cool. If it doesn't work, at least they got to hang out and,
Oh,
catch
I
up.
cannot
So
I cannot wait to hang out with the Squad 50. Like I love them so
Right?
much. They are just like brothers, just like you want them in your family, you want them in your crew.
Mhm.
It's been far too long without, like, my son is obsessed. He's 9 and he doesn't know them, but he's so right on. Like it was his first favorite band. And he was a
Oh,
little
wow.
guy, like in his car seat and just rocking out. And I was like, oh, game on.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
little and just like fiercely. I was like, oh, it was the first band he asked to turn it up, mama.
Oh, perfect.
nice. That's how you know you're raising them right.
Right.
I
Mhm.
felt like, oh, my music is better than my husband's. Finally. Yeah, it was very cute. My husband and I think the only band that kind of crosses like is maybe Zayo. Like we don't, my
Mhm.
husband listens to pretty much metal, black metal, the gnarly, the real Swedish metal and
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
my stuff is, the only thing he knows about what I'm listening to is maybe he knows Striper.
Yes. Right. The yellow and black attack. I love it. All right. Wait, have you asked Striper to play? Because they might. That's. Yeah. All right. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. We'll cut that out.
I think I'd have to get different clothes and different stage.
Yeah, understood. Understood.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Straight.
the stage they did their acoustic set on wasn't that huge when we saw them, Pete.
Oh,
Oh
right.
wow.
Yeah, they did a whole "To Hell with the Amps" tour, and they did it acoustic, and so they played this little venue in Fall River, Massachusetts, that has mainly acoustic bands play, and
That sounds awesome.
they killed it. Like it was awesome. And I saw them
Yeah, it
two
was a
other
lot of
times.
fun.
I saw them two other times on that tour, and they played a little bit bigger venues, but it wasn't. They just killed it. It was great.
That is amazing. Like, and I never heard that they did that. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, there's a vinyl out there. There are recordings. It's they just put out the album to Hold the
Wow.
Amps. So definitely check it out. It's very stripped
I
down.
will.
It's not completely unplugged. But
Yeah,
it's very stripped down. It's pretty cool.
that's awesome. Sounds wonderful.
It was
I,
great.
I can imagine that was really a cool thing to see live.
Yeah, it was weird
Oh
at
yeah.
first, and then it went, oh, all right, I dig this. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody had their arms crossed at first, like, is this okay?
Right. And most of the band, I mean, most of the people were there for Striper, and they were like, "Oh, we love you, so it's fine."
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, right,
Mhm.
right. We'll be there. I
Yeah, I love it.
was trying to find the vinyl, but it's not close by
Oh,
me.
Mhm.
So
darn it.
yeah, I know.
Later, the after
The after,
after
yeah, that's right,
the deleted scenes of
that's right, that's right. We'll bring it in. I don't know where it is, but we'll find it.
okay. I just didn't know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, yeah, definitely look it up. It's cool.
So I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about like kind of the venue that the fest is
Oh
going to be
yeah.
at.
Oh
Just kind of
yeah.
like
I don't know the square footage. I could say it could be 20,000 square feet. It is enormous. The
Wow.
indoor area is massive. Like the motorcycle event has 18,000 people and it's
Hmm.
huge. It's still just fine. So, I plan on having like, the merch for bands on the inside. So everybody's dry and cozy. Nothing can happen, that can be relaxed, cold. It's just perfect in there. It's got a huge bay that's open on the water side. There's a river outside the space, and then there's another just kind of like
Mhm.
large garage doors on all the exits. Then there's on the south of the building, there's like a venue or a area for like food trucks and all the vendors. So then on the opposite side is where the large outdoor stage is going to be. It has to be, it'll be covered and all that stuff just in case because it is still Oregon and
It's still Oregon, right?
yep.
it can still do whatever it wants. But typically in Oregon, in the end of September, we're still like, it feels like the new August where we've had later summers and really nice. That's why I was able to just grab this spot and kind of jump on, people are coming back from vacation where they're usually kind of doing too much. And now they're kind of back and they can still do something where, you know, I think having a festival in the summer for myself was kind of hard because people are one touring, two gone on vacation. And this so
Mhm.
far has really showed itself as the perfect spot to jump on. So I was hoping that it was correct and it's so far been perfect.
That's
So
cool.
a huge venue, inside, outside, on the water. There's a river. There's a bridge in the background. There's actually lots of bridges. It's one block from a light rail train. There's tons of different, like you can grab an Uber. Like it's super centrally located because there's a hospital and hotels. So they all use the transportation. Portland is very good with transportation. Like you do not need a car in Portland. It's bike friendly and walker friendly. So you can get from the airport, take a light rail straight to the event and walk one block to the parking lot. So you don't even have to rent a car if you didn't want to.
Oh, that's
That's
perfect.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
if you're coming from out of town. That sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for coming from the East Coast, that sounds
Right.
friendly.
Yeah, it helps the price of, like when you're like thinking about it, I should probably kind of show more of that detail of like how close it is to walking. It's when I saw how close, as I shot some video of like how nice it was and like, the train being right there, it was like, oh, this is gonna work. Like you can hop on one train and get straight to the airport. So and there's I don't know how many hotels, uh, a 10-minute walk, tops. The farthest is like a 10-minute walk for some really, hotels everywhere. So very centrally located, unlike other festivals where renting cars and renting, a shuttle or it's all walkable. So that helped my equation for this location was airport, walkable, uh, light rail train.
Yeah, and the fact that you have like an indoor area as well.
Yeah,
That's
big.
that's huge. Like just on the off chance, the weather
Yeah,
does kind of get
sure.
gnarly.
Gets weird. Yeah, but I mean, also it's, gotta have an outdoor, waterproof cover, all the
Yeah.
precautions for, weird weather. But yeah, so far every year it's we have really good weather in, till now, sometimes October. We have like summer, it's a late summer kind of thing. So hoping and hoping for that weather to be, I mean, that's what it's been the past couple of years.
That's cool.
It's an industrial space that's I think it was used for like a boathouse or some sort of industrial
Hmm.
space, and it's used for mostly events. They couldn't get permits correctly to do, like, they wanted to like build something there, but they were never able to build anything, so they've just used it for events. So that's how I was able to jump on it, because they just don't have very many events there.
Hmm.
But it's a really, as you've seen the photos, it's a really big space inside and out.
It feels like a cool little kind of almost weird space that is a la Furnace Fest, with the
Right.
furnaces and everything. So that's a cool vibe to add
Yeah,
to
the
make it kind of this
industrial,
this niche sort
similar.
of festival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we're, again, using spaces that are available.
I don't know much about Portland, but I feel like that's very Portland to like make a festival that way.
Yeah,
I only know what I know from Portlandia, and it lines up.
they 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 are straight making fun of everything about Portland. Like I
And no,
I
I have some good friends from Portland who are like, yeah, it's funny, but it's not us completely. Yeah, yeah,
like it was. I had so many friends that were in those, because Portland also is a big time movie town.
yeah, right.
Hmm.
So I'd be like, a friend would be like, "Oh, I'm in the next one," like funny, like there's so many characters in those that I know, or the one that the first one, like, put a bird on it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
That was literally the store like one block from like, I work next door to that. Just like that's a little too close to home. Like, oh yeah, that's real. You know.
so if we look at Portlandia, will we see you? No.
I wished I love,
Oh,
like, if I wanted to, like, that'd be a different life, because I love event stuff. Like, I would
sure.
have loved to have gotten into the behind the scenes
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
worked on a crew like that. I think that would have been a
Cool.
definite, like, fun world. Yeah.
I would just, to bring it all full circle. You're like, yeah, I was in seasons 2, 3. No, right.
I know.
Right. No, that's good.
Somewhere I do know a lot of friends that were in it, or,
That's cool.
but
That's cool.
yeah. Yeah.
But all that to say, like with that flattery, with mockery, I don't want to say mockery, with parody comes flattery. So I feel like it's a good a little bit of a look at what that is, and so it lines up with kind of what that space. I feel like, to me, it makes it that kind of quirky fun that'll make it a great venue.
Portland is unlike any place probably on earth. They're very, very, each person is very, very different. They are
Yeah,
very unique. They want to be different and weird, but very welcoming. Like,
cool.
it's strange. It's just like you go to the grocery store and people are talking to you. Where I live, nobody will talk to you. You are the plague. It is still very COVID where I live. Like, don't talk to me. Definitely don't get my number. In Portland, they're like, oh, like, just instant best friends. Let's get dinner. Like, it's really, to me, it's very fun there. I have more friends in Portland than anywhere else in the world. Very friendly and very fun.
That's cool. That's Garden.
Yeah,
Kevin.
and if people are like wanting to see like what this venue, like when we're talking about like the industrial aspect of it and like what it looks like, yeah, if you just Google, is it Zidell's?
It's Zidell,
Zidell.
Zidell,
Yep.
Zidell Yards, Portland.
Yeah.
And it just starts showing you pictures of the inside and the outside, and a very industrial space, but downtown on the water. It's a cool space.
Yeah, it
Like,
definitely
very
looks really
central.
cool.
Yeah, like to
Yeah.
have the river right there is, and then there's like bridges in the background of the. They don't show any outdoor state, like a real big outdoor stage. The stage we have will be bigger than anything they show.
Mm.
So I know that they've had stages outside before, but the event that that I know of, there's a motorcycle event. They do an inside, and I just think outside is just way more fabulous with, everything. It's cool to have a music festival outside.
Well, and from the pictures I was looking at earlier, it looks like it's just a cool, Furnace Fest style, or that in that same vein. And it's I think people would love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, absolutely. And they can go in and out, and it's walk friendly. There's food outside, there's going to be food inside. Um, yeah.
Now, are you going to do kind of like Furnace Fest does and also announce like the different food vendors and stuff like that?
I mean, simple, there's hot dogs, and I do have some really classic like voodoo donuts and stuff. Just like the
Ooh.
What?
very, yeah. I have a great voodoo donut story. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about voodoo donuts,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah,
Go.
for sure.
I've been
So-
wanting to try voodoo donuts. All right, here we go.
So years ago, I'd say at least 13 years ago, I'm in California and I see this guy, and he just looks like he rolled out of the desert in his Miami Vice kind of looking like a t-shirt and a white kind of suit, but very kind of like was in the desert. It's hard to explain. And I was like, that one, want to sit next to that guy right there. Sure enough, I sit down, and guess who sits right next to me? We're flying, and he's nervous, and and all of a sudden I say to him, like, it's gonna be okay. And he's just like, he looks at me and he's like, I know you. And I'm thinking, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah, I went to the Bridge Church. You went to the Bridge Church. And I'm thinking, this guy went to the Bridge Church? Sorry, Lord. But yeah, so he knew me, and I was like, yeah, that's right. That's pretty awesome. So we had a great, so we, lightly talked a few times. He's a very Portland famous,
Oh wow.
famous guy. And he told me the whole donut history and how he began. And
So he was from Voodoo Donut.
he was the owner of Voodoo
Oh
Donuts.
my gosh. Okay.
He was like, in the olden days, Voodoo Donuts was like this kooky small. I mean, probably the smallest place you could buy in Portland, And this is really funny. The first time I'd had donuts. Everybody had donuts there. But my friends, the friend I was telling you about from Twin Sister, they played there
Mm.
above the bathroom. So maybe a 6 by 6 foot space.
Okay.
And there's like a little space from the ceiling to the top of the bathroom. So there's, it's kind of like a bathroom that's,
Yeah.
it doesn't reach the ceiling. And so they had a show on top of the bathroom, like, kind of like,
Right.
but
That's
at Voodoo
wild.
Donuts.
And that was Twin Sister that played up above it,
I
or
think that was another fun band. The
Oh,
Beauty
okay.
was another band that he was in, but very, very fun music, and just goofy, playing on top of a bathroom, like way too small, like very dangerous for two people to be standing on top of it, like crouched down so they could sing. But a memorable, you know, I've seen a lot of good shows. I most of my life I went to a show every single day, every evening of my life.
Oh wow.
If I wasn't, like, it just was more rare. Yeah. I almost looked when I was in Seattle, it was almost you looked forward to the weekends, because bands didn't play shows that much in Seattle on the weekends for like that. Just, it wasn't, I don't know, but usually during the week it was kind of like fair game for a band to play every night. And if you know any Seattle band, I saw them.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It is.
Damien Gerardo played in my living room, and I
What?
think yeah, oh yeah, and I opened for him, like, and now that's like, so,
Damon Gerardo played in your living room. Okay.
oh yeah, that was, yeah, I
Very
made the
cool.
little poster for it, and yeah, I really have, I would say I've had some fun friends and some big friends. I mean, if we're gonna like really share stories, one of my claim to fame is Dave Bazan at church says to me, "Hey, can you help me go get something from the church?" That church had a recording studio in it.
Mhm.
And so we took the panels that were, the soundboard kind of panel things, and I had a Subaru wagon that was big enough to carry all this stuff. So, every weekend I would stay at that house because I worked at a camp during the week, and then I wouldn't have any place to live. So on the weekends I'd stay at that house, and they were, he was recording I'm sorry, I don't know the name. He was recording that album, and I could hear the whole thing from the living room, just like, my own personal, I've been there. I mean, I was really in the next room for a lot of the recordings of all of these things.
So what's your wildest I was in the next room for recording story? Like what album would you say pops out?
I was there for MXPX, a couple different albums.
Sick.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really fun. Very early, like 96. MXPX crew and I have always had a very light friendship, I would say, just because it's, I leave them alone because they're working, and
Right.
we all know Yuri. He's
Mhm.
he was like always never there, and so now I appreciate him because I became a drummer, and he's been someone I talk to about drums for
Cool.
years now. So yeah,
Do you still play music?
I play drums. Yep.
Yeah.
Just got
Like,
a new drum set. Yep. I got a
cool.
Pearl Master custom sparkly kit. Yeah, it's
Cool.
really pretty. And Dale Yob just came and started setting up the heads on that, and he is from the Cooties. He played in 90 Pound Wuss. He's played in Slick Shoes, but he lives in Bremerton, and I reached out to him a couple years ago. I was like, "Dale, where are you?" So I don't know. I'm a very tooth and nail. I'm on there far too often, but the
Yeah.
tooth and nail group. And somebody was like, "Where's Dale?" I'm like, "Where is Dale?"
I know. Yeah, he's one of those guys that like he just kept popping up on like all these different albums and
Yeah, he's that guy. So my brain I assumed he lived in California, but he was down the street in Bremerton. So yeah, I said, "Hey, can you set up my drum set?" So
that's cool.
I'm not shy. I'm just like, who can help me?
Yeah, right.
I mean, hey, at worst they say no, right?
Right. They never do. They're like, yes. You say drums and they're your best friend, so it's been fun. I'll try not to tell you all my stories.
I mean, tell as many stories as you want. I mean, that's
right.
I've had Yuri over because he was trying to teach me how to play drums. I think from day one, I was like, dude, you're going to be too busy. But he did set up my old drum set, and the cute thing that happened was, it was too funny, but it was a pretty small room. The master bedroom was where my drum set was. So, not much in there. Drum set, king size bed, some disco ball, and some Christmas lights. And he's, setting up my new drum set. It was a vintage Ludwig clear set. And so he was putting all the heads and getting it all ready. And I told him to not get tangled in the disco. And he just was like, that's it. And he went home and wrote a song about it.
Wow.
So there is a secret Yuri song completely made by Yuri, and I treasure it. I don't share it with many people, but it is one of my favorite things that happened during COVID, was that magical awesomeness. So
Oh,
the
that's cool.
last time I saw him, I gave him a little travel size, like, I was like, passed it off to him. I don't talk to him because I feel like they're so busy at the shows, so I just kind of leave them alone. But
Yeah.
I passed in this little disco ball. I was like, it's, travel size, just to remind him of the getting tangled in the disco song. But
Oh, that's cool.
he is very talented. He, can do probably all the instruments, and I think he's very quiet about his superpowers of being able to do whatever he wants. Next time I see you, I'll show you that download.
Yeah, please. That'd be great.
Very cool.
behind the scenes.
Yeah. We'll be sure to share it with our Patreon members.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm.
You suddenly do.
It's the most exclusive Patreon out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
keep searching, fans. Keep searching.
right.
It's there somewhere.
That is an extra expensive set right there. You have to pay a lot more for that.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah,
Is there anything else that you want people who are thinking about potentially going to Thunderfest that you want them to know?
absolutely. I think that it's going to be a wonderful reunion of bands and
Mm,
really a wonderful reunion of the people that, came out to those. I think, if you're feeling nervous, don't, because these people are going to be so sweet. I think you'll be surprised at how nice and kind the people are that are going to be at these um, playing these shows, and the people that come out. I mean, I think we're part of a very unique community
yeah.
that is unexplainable to people that don't know, but we really have a beautiful community, and I'm glad to support putting that on, you know.
We appreciate that you're trying to, keep the scene alive. The scene's alive, but to keep the live factor of it alive, and that's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, I mean, being together, I really cannot say how important it is to go to shows and be with people and have that bounced off energy and survive, like be
Mhm.
alive. Like we've all gone through some pretty hard, horrible stuff, and let's, be together and be kind to each other and keep going and do it again next year. That's I
Yeah.
really am excited for seeing what happens, and I cannot say how excited I am to see, each person who shows up and be like, "Oh my gosh, no way, where did you come from?"
Yeah, and we keep coming back to the community thing, but that's kind of a big thing for like this podcast is like we're all about like that community thing. And now you're throwing in like all these bands that like we've loved for years and
Right.
years and years. So like that's one of the reasons we wanted you to come on
Thank
just to
you.
kind of talk about the
Yeah,
festival, let like hopefully get people who haven't heard about it
yeah,
to get them interested in it to check it out.
absolutely. I think, and another thing I haven't talked about is it's really supposed to be kid friendly. So I made tickets for, I think it's 16 and under. It's like really inexpensive, so that one, parents can afford for their kids to be second generation, third generation, whatever we got, to come
Cool.
out to these shows, because I went to shows my whole life, $5 or
Mhm.
free, and it saved my childhood. Like I was a
Mm,
latchkey kid and I went to a show since I was 14 by myself. And I know that it does save kids, and I want them to be a huge part of this. Maybe they'll see another kid, or see a band, and you know how it works. You
yeah.
saw some
Yeah.
band when you were a kid, and that's what started this whole process. So
Right.
a lot of this is that I really hope that people will bring their kids, and that they will be really, because I think the kids are very shy. They are very withdrawn. They have not had any community. They've probably not gone to show, the whole list of shyness is
Right.
reserved. And, even my kid, who's the most wants to hang out with everybody, has interesting quirks that, like he only wants to hang out with people for 30 minutes because he gets overwhelmed after a certain
Yeah.
amount of time,
Sure.
because he's not had, human contact like we did before COVID. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the new kids coming. If I can find kids to play the festival, I'd love them to be a part of. um, I've asked a couple famous people's kids to play,
Mm,
and we'll see. I think they're pretty shy because they're just getting into it. But I thought, it's a pretty safe space to start,
right.
playing. So,
That's cool. Yeah, and for any parents who are kind of like, I don't know, about
oh,
bringing kids,
absolutely.
like I've brought my daughter to shows. Like we've gone in to see like Piebald, and it might not necessarily be her like favorite
Oh
type of
yeah,
music, but she
yeah,
goes and she's like, I get why you like this, and this was a lot of fun. And like
Yeah.
she's asked like, hey, can we go back? Like,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
you know, then we went and saw, you know, Streetlight Manifesto, then we saw Big D and the Kids Table, and we've seen
Yeah.
Goldfinger
Yeah.
and, you know, Spring Heel Jack. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun, you know, like just bringing both of my kids to different shows.
Yeah. My son's first show was Don't Know, so
Oh, cool.
it was
I think
supposed to be, yeah, it was supposed to be a different show, and he ended up being like, I'm gonna stay home with dad. I'm like, dang it. But it was the Don't Know show was nice because it was outside and they were able to sit in the van in the parking lot and watch the show but be in a van, like kind of similar to like this. So the
Sure.
van doors open and the little babies and the kids were all sitting in the van watching, you know, the show from the van. So it turned out to be, you know, they could be on their electronics, you know. So I want to make, you know, I've worked with camps and, you know, been an art director, and all that stuff is really fun to like figure out how can we include the kids. So that will be thought of and included. I don't want them in the pit, but you know, no joke. Last night, my son was talking about something. He's like, okay, mama, I don't know what it's called, but I would like to jump off the stage and then you're kind of floating and the people are carrying you. I would like to do this. And he's just like, and it was the cutest because he doesn't know what it's called. But,
Right.
Right.
and I was like, let me tell you what this is called, son. This is called crowd surfing. You know, I told him he could go up on stage with Squad 50, and he's like, how big is the stage?
He's ready to levitate, Mom. He's ready to levitate. Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah.
How snobby. How big is the stage? I
Wow.
was like, man, are you in the band or what?
Hand him a tambourine. Hand him that cowbell.
How big is this stage? I was like, oh my God. I was like crying. Like, really? Where did this kid come from? He is 100% mine. I'm like, you are related. This is too good. Yeah, my husband and I are just like solid the same, like shows nonstop. You know, my husband literally, you know, knows all the Swedish metal, you know. We are the same except for he's, you know, my family is actually Swedish and his, you know, he's just, you know,
He appreciates the music.
He loves the Swedish culture. Right.
he loves my family. Yes. Yes.
Cool. So yeah, thank you so much for
Absolutely.
talking with us
Yeah,
for a
this was
bit.
great,
And
yeah.
When I heard about that, I was like, that would be so rad. Like, yes, I'd love to do that. So it's fun to see you again. And
yeah,
thank you for having me and promoting this crazy Thunderfest. You know, it's a big deal. It's become bigger than I was, you know, at this level. You know, I was not expecting it to be this big, and I'm surprised and happy with the bands that have stepped up to make it happen. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just ecstatic and looking forward to the reunion and seeing really who shows up at the festival. It's just going to be, I think, very fun. And I just want everybody to know they're very safe and welcomed, you know, to the festival. Kids too.
That's cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
And with that lineup, it's going to be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, please save the
Cool.
date. I know
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
probably an expensive purchase, but I think that you could totally do this podcast from there. Maybe get a couple episodes in, you know?
Shoot.
Like
Yeah.
how fun would that be? Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I have access, but there are some quieter like office. There's like kind of space that might be available if you needed like a backstage kind of quiet zone. I don't
Sure.
know if it's access. I mean, I know I haven't asked about a green room just because it's kind of there's going to be a large backstage, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you were trying to talk to a band or something, I think that'd be so cool to just start like getting a bunch of bands right there and kind of interviewing, just putting it out there.
Yeah. Hey.
That
Yeah.
would be fun.
I like it.
You
I like
know?
it.
Yep.
I know Squad plans to have like a question and answer thing with
Cool.
Caleb that I know of, like
Oh,
showing the documentary.
Oh, sick. Good.
That's cool. That'll be fun to see Caleb again.
Yeah, like I plan on getting him out here for that. So he's been a good part in my little story of like helping me get
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
Caleb's good people. He's good people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate chatting with you. And
Yeah.
we're excited about looking, at the possibility of coming out. So it'll be cool to be in touch.
Well, you've got my, my info to
go.
get tickets if your family wants, whatever you want to do.
Thank you,
I love
Carmen.
Thank you.
I love stuff like this, and thank you for having me. So there we
Thank
go.
you, Carmen.
Cool.
Bye.
All
All right. Bye.
See you soon. We'll be
Have
in
a
touch.
good night.
Hey, in the spirit of Brock, I'll try my best. And that's the news from Lake Scabagon, where all the festivals are thunderous, all the Portlands are weird, and all of the bands that are playing are above average. Onward,
Oh,
pickle
Onward,
soldiers.
pickle soldiers.
Yes.
Somehow another perfect podcast.
We missed you, Brock. We missed you, buddy.
That was for you, Brock.
I thought I was going to do the outro music. Okay.
Oh God, I'm working with so many people, and they all have the same name.
Okay.
Heavy amounts of Jeffs.
That's our problem too.
Too many Jeffs.
Oh, you do know there's a girl named Jeff, right?
Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
We do.
Okay,